In global politics, new alliances are always emerging, challenging the old order. These alliances often aim to reshape the power dynamics that have long been dominated by a few key players. For years, Western powers like the US and EU dominated, setting the rules and norms of international relations and global trade. But another group, BRICS, is now making headlines. This coalition is increasingly seen as a counterbalance to Western influence. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, a coalition of major emerging economies. These countries represent diverse cultures and regions, yet share common goals. Originally an economic concept, BRICS has evolved into a diplomatic partnership, with leaders meeting annually to coordinate on global issues. Their discussions cover a wide range of topics, from trade to technology. The group's main goal is a more balanced global order, reforming institutions like the World Bank and IMF to better represent developing nations. They advocate for fairer policies that benefit all. BRICS members boost trade and investment among themselves, often using local currencies to reduce reliance on the US dollar. This financial strategy strengthens their economic independence. The alliance isn't anti-Western, but it's pro-alternative, offering emerging economies a stronger collective voice. It provides a platform for these nations to express their perspectives. As the world faces challenges like climate change and economic instability, BRICS is becoming a vital forum for cooperation. Their collaborative efforts aim to find sustainable solutions. Its growing appeal signals a major shift in the global landscape. The rise of BRICS marks a new chapter in international relations, one where emerging economies play a pivotal role. BRICS has rapidly expanded, reflecting its rising influence. In 2024, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the UAE joined the alliance, followed by Indonesia in 2025. With these additions, BRICS Plus now represents about 45% of the world's population and over 35% of global economic output. The new members bring strategic locations, large populations, and economic clout, strengthening BRICS's global reach. Egypt and Ethiopia boost Africa's presence. Iran and the UAE add energy power. Indonesia cements Southeast Asian influence. This diversity transforms BRICS from an exclusive club into a platform for the global South. Many countries see BRICS as a way to gain strategic autonomy and alternatives to the Western-led order. The expansion is about building a coalition strong enough to reshape international relations. For decades, Turkey aspired to join the European Union, seeing membership as a path to economic prosperity, political stability, and a stronger connection to the West. Hopes were high that integration would bring new opportunities, modernize the country, and help bridge the gap between East and West. Accession talks officially began in 2005, marking a historic moment for Turkey. But over the years, progress has stalled due to a complex web of political disagreements, human rights concerns, and unresolved territorial disputes. The EU has voiced worries about Turkey's large population, the state of its democracy, and ongoing regional conflicts, all of which have slowed negotiations to a near standstill. In response, Turkish leaders have accused the EU of double standards and shifting expectations, fueling a sense of frustration and disappointment among the Turkish public. As President Erdogan consolidated power at home, relations with Europe became increasingly strained, leaving the accession process in a prolonged state of uncertainty and limbo. For many Turks, the dream of EU membership now seems more distant than ever before, almost out of reach. This ongoing stalemate has pushed Turkey to look beyond Europe, seeking new partnerships and diversifying its foreign policy to adapt to changing global realities. Decades of waiting and uncertainty have taught Ankara not to rely solely on the West, but to embrace a more balanced and flexible approach. As Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan emphasized in 2025, Turkey must always keep its options open and maintain alternatives on the table. This pragmatic shift is not just about politics. It's about securing Turkey's future and ensuring its place in a rapidly changing world. With EU hopes fading, Turkey is seriously eyeing BRICS. In early 2025, Foreign Minister Fidan confirmed Turkey's interest in joining, signaling a strategic pivot. BRICS offers access to massive markets like China and India, boosting Turkish exports and attracting investment. As Western ties strain, Ankara seeks new sources of capital and innovation from the East. BRICS membership would also enhance Turkey's geopolitical influence, letting it bridge East and West. This multi-alignment strategy gives Turkey more autonomy and flexibility in foreign policy. Like other BRICS members, Turkey wants a fairer global system where emerging economies have a real voice. Joining BRICS means aligning with nations building alternative institutions and challenging Western dominance. For Turkey, it's about shaping global governance and securing a bigger role on the world stage. BRICS membership offers more than diplomatic prestige. It promises economic sovereignty and strategic autonomy. The alliance provides access to a powerful network for trade, investment, and development, free from Western conditions. Key institutions like the New Development Bank and Contingent Reserve Arrangement offer funding and financial safety nets outside Western control. The NDB funds infrastructure and development, increasingly in local currencies, reducing dollar dependency. Membership boosts a country's international standing, giving it a seat at the table with major global players. For Turkey, joining BRICS would elevate its status from regional power to global influencer. The alliance's model of mutual respect and non-interference appeals to nations wary of Western political strings. BRICS allows diverse political systems to cooperate as equals, respecting national sovereignty. This freedom to pursue unique development paths is especially attractive to countries in the global south. Global trade has become more turbulent than ever, driven by aggressive U.S. policies, rising tariffs, and a growing sense of economic nationalism. The world's supply chains, once seamless, now face constant disruption and uncertainty. The return of the Trump administration in 2025 brought a renewed and confrontational, America-first approach, straining even the closest alliances and reshaping the global economic landscape. Allies are now forced to reconsider their strategies. New U.S. tariffs on the EU, Japan, and South Korea, along with even steeper rates for other nations, have created a climate of global uncertainty. Businesses and governments worldwide are scrambling to adapt to the shifting rules. This divide-and-conquer strategy pressures allies to invest more in the U.S., while also preventing them from forming a united front against American trade policies. The result is a fractured global trading system. The U.S. has also targeted China, a leading BRICS nation, with massive tariffs and new restrictions, intensifying global competition and fueling a race for economic dominance. Many countries now feel forced to choose sides between the U.S. and China, an uncomfortable and risky position that threatens to split the world into rival economic blocs. These tensions have accelerated the search for alternative alliances and new economic arrangements. As nations look for ways to protect their interests and reduce vulnerability, nations are increasingly wary of over-reliance on the U.S. market and the dollar, seeking more resilient options to safeguard their economies from future shocks. BRICS, by promoting trade in local currencies and encouraging financial diversification, is now seen as a vital alternative to the traditional US-led system. For many countries, joining BRICS is not just about economic growth. It's a form of insurance against global volatility, offering hope for a more balanced and secure future. For Turkey, the choice between the EU and BRICS means choosing between two very different futures. The EU demands deep integration, adopting common rules, pooling sovereignty, and aligning with liberal democratic values. The reward is access to a wealthy market and a voice in a powerful institution, but at the cost of significant conformity. In contrast, BRICS is a loose alliance based on cooperation, not integration. Members keep their sovereignty and diverse political systems, collaborating pragmatically on trade, finance, and development. BRICS doesn't require a single ideology or lengthy accession process. For countries valuing autonomy, BRICS offers a platform to amplify their voice and access new opportunities. Turkey, with its strong national identity, finds BRICS's flexible, non-intrusive model increasingly appealing. It's a chance to join a powerful club while retaining full control over domestic and foreign policy. Turkey's interest in BRICS reflects a broader shift toward a multipolar world. Europe can no longer assume its neighbors will automatically align with the West. The rise of BRICS means countries have more choices, forcing Europe to compete for partnerships. The old pro-West versus pro-East divide is fading. Multi-alignment is the new norm. Turkey's potential BRICS membership, while remaining a NATO ally, exemplifies this trend. Europe must adapt, engaging with BRICS nations on trade, climate, and security. The relationship will be one of competitive coexistence and selective engagement, not formal alliance. BRICS is too important to ignore, representing a huge share of global population and economic growth. The rise of BRICS marks a defining shift. Power is more balanced, and Europe must find its place in this new order. The future is multipolar, interconnected, and dynamic. Europe is now one pole among many.